So we're about 2 weeks past the ADCC Toronto Open. I had 2 matches there, and I figured that I would go ahead and try and break them down so that in the future I can see the differences that I'm making in my game and see the differences in my mindset towards my matches and hopefully improve. So here in my first match, I'm going against a guy from an MMA gym, so I kind of figured that he might be good at standing and wrestling. He might take a lot of shots. I've been trying to work on making sure that I keep inside position with my arms and I keep good inside ties, and when I don't have an inside tie, as you'll see in a second, that I get this grip where my pinky is on his neck here. I try and use that kind of the same way that Michael Pixley does, keep distance, be able to use it to get slide bys and then snap downs. You can see right there, because of that grip, I was actually able to keep enough distance to be able to make sure that he wasn't able to get it on that ankle pick well, or that knee tap. I go for this Diashi. I've kind of swung it too hard to actually be able to do anything to him to punish him for getting off balance. And here he gets in on a really good shot even with my ties, but I have this like almost double neck grip that you'll see I have in a moment. Yeah, so I have like double chin strap grip, and once I get sprawled out enough and I don't feel like the threat anymore, I kind of switch to the head and arm. I start walking to the side trying to beat his arm, but he's going to do a good job of making sure that I can't walk around. I probably should have been using my knee around like his shoulder and then down to his elbow to try and trap the arm so I could walk around, or use my far knee to go around. But hindsight's 2020. Still playing this position, trying to tire him out. So he decides to sit out, and at this point, because he kind of has a grip on my arm here, I don't feel like I have the ability to switch to like almost a crossface on this side. So I instead try to sit around for the arm bar, but he postures up too hard. So especially if it was in points period, I would say that I probably should have tried to stay up instead of trying to fall back here, because it just gave him easy posture. But because there's no points, I'm not too threatened, and I think about trying to shoot this leg over, and then I could probably go for a triangle if he would have stayed down, but I'm not too worried about coming up because of the fact that there's no points. I figured that maybe I'd try and play guard, see if I can get on some leg attacks. I'm playing a low knee shield. I'm trying to get a grip on his far arm, which he actually starts hiding because of the fact that I was gripping at this arm so much. But I'm trying to get a cross grip on that arm to try and go for Choi bars. And then I'm trying to push him with my hands to the opposite side so I can try and read my leg around to go for like heel hooks on the outside. You can see that he's using his left or his right hand a lot on my left hand to try and break the grip so that I can't get that far grip that I want. I try and go to the neck to keep some space so that he can't smash down on me. I don't really know what he's attempting. See, I try and get him off balance and try and get his weight to kind of over top me so I can go across. I try to go for this guillotine. I try and get that Choi bar grip, and then he sits back trying to go for the heel hook. I start hiding my heel. You can see on the left side I'm hiding my heel. The second he gets exposure, I turn the other way and get my knee out. Now I'm completely safe. I come up. He just likes to sit. Here he's going for a rubber guard. I try and beat his knee, but he's actually going to be able to get his leg around my head because I wasn't diligent enough with my posture. See, right here, he's able to get it past my head. So now I'm in like an omoplata. I'm trying to make sure that he can't switch to the triangle when I'm keeping my head down under that leg. I'm gripping my own calf to make sure that he can't break the grip. This grip with his foot here is actually really frustrating because I couldn't roll through on the omoplata to defend because I would need to backstep, and he was doing a good job with this hook, and then the second he lets go of it, I immediately elect to roll. Now he goes for whatever this is. I don't know what he was attempting. He didn't have a Kimura grip. He kind of was just trying to armbar my arm, maybe thinking that he had the right way, but he definitely did not. So he kind of gave me a free come up, and I get points off of that. Here in this like knee shield to like reverse De La Hiva headquarters is kind of my favorite style of passing. It's my favorite pace to pass from. So I'm kind of in my wheelhouse a lot right now. I'm trying to look for some darces, see if he bites on any of those. A quick like X-Pax Toriando. I get right back. He decides to turtle. He tries to come out the back here. I kind of sprawl his head into the mat, and you see he kind of flattens out there for a second, so I thought I might have hurt him. See, now I start to use that knee like I was talking about earlier to block that elbow. And then here, if I get my right knee across, I go for this. And if I get my left knee, or if I can't get my leg across, I'll go back. Here, if I can get that far leg across his elbow, then I feel comfortable going for the head and arm guillotine. But if I don't, then I would probably have elected to go for the anaconda instead. I get that knee across, immediately sit back with that grip. And here we're going to finish with the tight head and arm guillotine. Okay, match number 2. This is where it gets a lot less fun for me. So this guy does a really good job of using my arms when I'm posting on him and trying to collar tie with him. He like uses my arms being really stiff to like fling himself into a closed guard here. And then immediately grabbing my ankles, gonna try and knock me down. Usually what I do is I try to kick my right foot over and around when they have like the scoop grip or like the cup grip on the ankles. But when he goes deep elbow grip here, that stops me from being able to kick out and makes me immediately fall down. And we both kind of have ankle lock grips here. I don't know why I'm going for the ankle lock grip, because what's happening for him is because his hips are above my hips and over it, he's able to weigh down my hip and then isolate my ankle a lot better. Even though it's not the greatest spot to finish an ankle lock because he can't really push off of me here, he's going to be able to do a lot more damage to my ankle than I'm able to do to him. So we go belly down, which is even worse for me. Then I like to come up. Let's see if I can actually run this back here. Come down. We go belly down. For some reason the footage stalls. But then I roll all the way through and come back up. And because I posture up too high here, what's going to happen is he gets both feet on the hip. And immediately I get tapped there. So as you can see right here, I'm actually in a decent enough spot to make sure that he won't be able to do anything. I don't know why I'm kind of fighting this grip so much still. I should have let go of this grip a while ago and just been fighting off his other foot and making sure that he can't get any feet on the hip to knock me down. And my posture should be like way lower, because the second that my head comes above my hips and he switches his feet like here, if I don't have my hands on the mat or at least like a 90-degree bend in my waist, he immediately knocks me down. At this point, honestly, but like looking back on it, I don't feel like he probably could have had enough braking pressure to actually like pop my ankle. I think I might have tapped to just a lot of pain. At the time, I'm like kind of scared that he's gonna pop it, but like looking back now, I shouldn't have been too worried about it as long as he wasn't belly down. But I also shouldn't have let him knock me down in the first place, and I should have done a better job of being able to pass from that 2 feet on the hip post. But hopefully if anybody else gets something out of this, I hope I can get something out of this after the next tournament. My next tournament should be Naga in 2 weeks. So hopefully I can look back on that and do another analysis and improve.